I've been thinking about this, and as crazy as it sounds, I don't know if any of you would take this seriously, or you even think maybe the WWE's that desperate to try to get one over. What I'm talking about is, have you ever thought to yourself if maybe everything that's happening in WWE, WWE's way of trying to teach us, the WWE Universe, the wrestling fans, the IWC and the YWC a lesson? That maybe in a sense they know what they're doing, but they're doing it in a sense to piss us off so that perhaps in the end when they finally, not saying it's a possibility, but seeing the direction the company's going in now, I wouldn't be surprised. But knowing the direction the company's I wouldn't be surprised. As if, someday after this is all said and done, this whole authority deal, everything comes out, everything just comes to an end, comes to a climax, if you will. Did you have basically Stephanie and Triple H come out and maybe say, in a work shoot, if you will, say, hey, everything that we saw for the past few years was to teach us a lesson in accepting things for what they are. I know it sounds strange, but I wouldn't put past WWE right now to attempt something like this. I wouldn't. I mean, take a look at everything that someone like Mets Fan Forever is reporting, or supposedly reporting through his Reddit account. Nikki Bella versus Brie Bella at Hell in a Cell. Loser becomes personal assistant. Where did that come from? I mean, if that's the direction they're pretty much going, then, I don't know. I think we pretty much know Nikki Bella's going to win. When have we seen that before? Oh, that's right. When John Cena became part of the Nexus. And how long did that last? Stupid. Absolutely stupid. And they're not going to... And then, of course, you can't blame Randy Orton for being upset the way he is, because maybe he's not in on it. Who knows? But the loser of Ambrose and Cena faces Orton in a cell match. I mean, when one thinks about it, you got to look at it this way. We're possibly being worked. I mean, I love the WWE, don't get me wrong, but I think the writing's on the wall that everybody's being worked, and that this is just my opinion, and I wouldn't put it past WWE. But in my opinion, I think WWE is working us to teach us, the fans, a lesson. And that lesson is, hey, you may not like who we put on top as champion. You may not like how we do certain things, but guess what? That's best for WWE business, and that's the end of it. It's best for that new generation of fans and young fans, and that's the end of it. If I'm WWE, and this is what I'm planning to do, or this is what I'm doing to teach everybody else a lesson, then okay, WWE, we get it. We get it. You have your own way of doing things. We may not agree with it, but fine. If this is what you want to do, this direction you want to go in, fine. That's your way of doing things. That's your way of doing things. And I'm sorry for that crackling noise. I don't know what that was, but again, if this is WWE's way of trying to teach everybody a lesson, the fans, the universe, the IWC, then okay, lesson learned. I mean, yeah, WWE at times will give us what we want. But then you got to take a look at the decisions they make. I mean, a lot of people are complaining of the fact that they stripped Daniel Bryan of the title because he can't defend it because of his injury. All right, fine. Yet you have someone like Brock Lesnar who becomes champion, keep the title to at least the end of January. What sense does that make? I'll tell you what sense it makes. It's to teach us a lesson. And what is that lesson supposed to be? That lesson supposed to be, hey, when we put the belt on John Cena, you may not like it, but guess what? It's best for business. And oh, by the way, the guy's always here. Or, hey, if we put the belt on Randy Orton, it's because it's best for business for the moment, and he's always here, except for the weekends. It's like, seriously? And the same could be said for someone like Sheamus, Big Show, Batista, if he ever comes back, The Rock, if he ever gets back in the ring again. It's like, you may not like it, but guess what? It's best for business at the moment. It's what makes money. And again, if that's the case, if that is the case, WWE, we get it. We get it. I get it. Doesn't mean any of us have to like it, but we get it. But still, just thinking about it makes me wonder, are they trying to seriously teach us a lesson? And if they are, okay, WWE, we get it. We understand it. We get it. We may not like it, but we get it. This is how you want to, you run things differently than Ring of Honor, TNA, and all the indie promotions. We get that. We get that. But still, if this is what it's about, then fine. If you're trying to teach us a lesson, then fine. If they're trying to teach us a lesson, just come out and say it. What are you going to do? Wait till it's all said and done from a storyline aspect? Then say, hey, everything that happened was just a way to teach us a lesson? Seriously? Seriously? It's like, honestly, it's like, what do you want from us? That's what I want to know. It's like, what do you want? Do you want us, do you want fans to seriously just accept what you have? You got to know that just like in the past, the fan base is changing. Fan base is changing, and they're not going to accept things for what they are. And yet you constantly shove it down people's throat. You constantly do things that irritate the fans. And it makes me wonder, and I know people listening, you have to consider this. It makes me wonder if WWE is trying to overall teach us a lesson. You could say, oh, well, they got budget cuts and, the writers don't know what they're doing. Hey, that might be all true. That might be all true. But still, in the end of all of it, at the end of the tunnel here, at the end of the whole situation, is it going to be revealed that this was just a lesson to teach us? Because if it was, then fine. Lesson learned. Doesn't mean we have to like the lesson, but we get it. To me, folks, I just don't understand WWE anymore. I try to like it, and there are some cool moments. You have The Rock come back and confront Rusev, basically showing that you have confidence in this guy to be a next big star for you, heel star, whatever. But then you have decisions that are completely dumb. With all disrespect to Kathy Lee and Hoda, who basically have a portion of the Today Show as their own little talk show. But if you knew Kathy Lee didn't want to be on Raw, why the heck did you invite her? Why? Why the heck tonight are you having two individuals from two shows show up with no reason? One that possibly could cause trouble for you from a controversial standpoint. Why? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why do that? Huh? Again, I just do not get it, folks. I don't. I want to understand and believe that there's a reasoning behind all this. There's not. Not one single reasoning. Not one. I just don't get it. You have the potential for some great programming, great storylines to take place in every single portion of your show, of your company, of your divisions, in your wrestling portion of your company. But yet you don't take any advantage of that. You have a bright, shining spot with NXT. Take advantage of that. Don't. And again, what is this supposed to do? Teach us a lesson? Again, like I said, if that's the case, fine, WWE, lesson learned. We may not like it, but lesson learned. I don't know. It's just, when one thinks about it, you got to come to think that maybe, perhaps this is just WWE's way of teaching us a lesson. And if that is the case, okay, fine, we get it. We get it. Still, WWE, trying to teach us a lesson. Why don't you just come out and say it? You guys let me know what you think down below.